Cortex is the productivity stack. This is the stack you want to take for total mental energy, total mental dominance, total motivation, verbal fluency, focus, and the drive to get work done. Get the Cortex Nootropics stack at livecortex.com. Feel what it feels like to fire on all cylinders.
All right, what's up, everybody? Thanks so much for being with me. I am your Nootropics information wizard, Ryan Michael Ballo. We're going to talk about modafinil for sleep deficits. Excuse me, I'm burping. This is a perfect time to burp, body. Thank you muchly for this. Modafinil for sleep deficits. Okay, so look, I mean, one of the major uses of nootropics we talk about often on this channel, and I think a lot of us know, is like sleep deficits or issues related to health. Like you're into a problem, you want to function better because you're in an impaired state, then you take a nootropic, and hopefully that'll work on some of the neurochemistry to help you function better. We talk about oxiracetam as the resuscitation racetam. It truly is, you know, one of the best racetams for that situation. But what I've really come to learn about modafinil over time is that when I get bad sleep, and it happens, I mean, look, it happens. I mean, sometimes for one reason or the other that I may or may not be able to identify, I just don't sleep well. There's extra cortisol in my blood and my system, and I'm like, you know, something happened, right? Blood sugar was awry, made me feel a little funky. Who knows, right? I like to test a lot of that stuff to sort of determine, but there's some things like, all right, I can't like test my cortisol right now, you know, when I wake up in the morning. So I might I still run into times like where I don't sleep well. And in those cases, I mean, there's a myriad of things that I like to try, that I like to take to get my brain functioning normally and or above baseline. But modafinil is probably one of the best ones, okay? So the dose doesn't change for me on modafinil for sleep deficits compared to, you know, regular. I just make sure that I drink a little bit of extra caffeine with it. So if my dose is 75 milligrams, which it is, of modafinil, then I'll take 75 milligrams of modafinil, and I'll just make sure I drink a cup and a half or so, or 2 cups of coffee. And then if that ever gets out of balance where it's too stimulatory, because it could, and that depends, again, on a variety of factors I probably can't measure, then I'll take some theanine to kind of balance it all out. Then I end up in a good, solid, functional place. But yeah, I just wanted to do this video to say to folks, to reinforce, to maybe give some validation on the notion that modafinil is a great tool for sleep deficits. I don't think it's something to do sustainably. Obviously, it's nothing that, you know, where you get less sleep and then you do something to improve brain performance is sustainable, right? You can't, because sleep is just one of those things. It regenerates everything. You know, without it, you die. I mean, you basically will end up eventually dying, and that's a slow, you know, the more you don't sleep, you're just essentially a slow death, depending on the scale. I sound like a fucking morose guy over here, but I mean, this is how it is. And so, not sustainable, but absolutely in a pinch, like, if you're like, oh, should I take a racetam when I don't sleep well? Should I do this? Should I do that? Just take modafinil. You know, if you can't get access to it, just take a drafinil, you know, at 100 to 400 milligrams, which is like the legal version of it. You know, you could also, like Hab and Sun Pharmaceuticals have companies like Ductose that sell modafinil. You could buy it on the web and get it shipped to you, and that's basically the bottom line. But 100%, it is wildly useful for improving the brain and sleep deficits. I've done it and ranging from things to business meetings to getting up and having bad sleep and having to get to work and work on Cortex Labs, the company, and everything else in between. It's one of my favorite strategies. Modafinil just rocks, man. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for being with me. Talk to you next time.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching the video. Thanks for being with me. Ryan Michael Ballo here. Check it out. These 4 are our powerful nootropic products. So start from the top. You're going to want to hear this. Number 1, the Cortex stack. That is our powerful pre-made stack. This is the stack you want to take if you want to get work done. Let me just be serious with you. I created that stack running a company 18 hours a day to get my brain to have massive verbal fluency, total motivation, right? Total overall mental fluidity, lots of mental energy, lots of drive to work. I mean, entrepreneurs need brain performance. We created that stack for people that really, really need brain performance and ain't messing around. The Cortex stack, get it at livecortex.com. You will love that stack. Those digital guides, we'll start from the racetam guide. That guide is a digital stack list of some of the most highly effective brain state specific racetam stacks on the planet. I mean, basically you're getting oxiracetam, piracetam, aniracetam, phenylpiracetam, coliracetam, faciracetam, nefaracetam, pramiracetam stacks, very powerful stacks of all those racetams laid out in that guide. The new Pet Pro stack list is a giant list of sublingual, oral, and nasal new pep stack. So we've got just myriads of lists of very specific, very surgical new pep stacks that are highly effective, time tested. I mean, you take one of those stacks, your brain turns on, you will thank me. That thing is digital too. These are all digital, downloaded at livecortex.com. And then lastly, Smarter, Better, Faster is a digital guide that teaches anybody that's within the 1 to 2 year range of taking nootropics, how to take nootropics, how to think about taking nootropics, how to use nootropics surgically to really get optimal brain performance, to totally dominate the realm of nootropics. It gives you very many stacks, my favorite stacks, everything from modafinil, caffeine, theanine protocols to aniracetam, microdosing protocols to uridine, ALA, Alcar, choline stacks to basically everything else in between them. If you want the most powerful stacks on the planet, if you want my personal stacks and my personal philosophy on taking nootropics, get the Smarter, Better, Faster guide. Get all these guides. Get all of this good nootropic stuff at livecortex.com. We make elite level nootropic products for elite level nootropic players. Are you one of them? Let's find out. livecortex.com. Make it happen. Thanks for being with me.